All right, let me give you a quick lesson that will help you when you start solving the problems that start on page Q and then a lot of problems on page R. And we're going to learn about the magic triangle again, and this will be very helpful both for these pages and for the self-test, checkup, pace test, etc. Do you remember that with the magic triangle, we have three quantities. One is on the top, we have two on the bottom. And the way this works is if we're solving for the one on the top, you kind of cover that up with your finger, and so these two are side by side. When you have two quantities side by side, we just multiply them together. On the other hand, if I wanted to solve for I, okay, then I would cover that corner with my finger and I would notice that I have V over R, and that means I divide the top divided by the bottom. I could also solve for R. Cover that up with your finger and you would take the top, which is V, and divide by the I, which is on the bottom. So V divided by I is R. So really all we have to memorize is one magic triangle, and it will give us a clue for solving every single problem. Now in the book they give you three different formulas, and so it seems like you have to memorize three different things and keep them all straight. But really all we have to memorize is this picture. So right now I want you to take a mental image of it. Notice, I always think of this V here as kind of like being the inverse of this V up here at the top. So the V ends up on the top. V is the voltage, which we measure in volts. Then on the bottom we have I, which is the current, and we measure that in amps. And then we also have resistance on the bottom, which we measure in ohms. Okay, so amps and ohms on the bottom. Notice they both units are starting with a vowel. The volts is on the top. So just memorize this one, okay? We're going to use this as we solve a couple problems on page, whatever it is, R? Yeah, R.